Good morning, it's Phil Thatch, and I'm here on the gravel road that takes you to the trailhead of the equestrian trail at Enterprise South Nature Park. I came down here to Volkswagen Wetlands, which is just on the other side of that hill, to try to find the American kestrel again, and didn't see it. So I decided to come up here and look for the prairie warbler that my friends have been seeing, and I am hearing it. Matter of fact, I've heard it during this video clip, but I haven't seen it yet. And then on the side of the road, there's these beautiful, see if I can get them in the frame, these beautiful white wildflowers. They look like daisies. I haven't put them in the Googleator to see exactly what they are yet. So I took the, I have the 500 f4 and the 1.4 teleconverter on the Z50, and I took that off and put my macro lens on and made a couple of photos. Stormed a lot last night, and the flowers are still wet. There's water droplets on them, so I got some pictures of the whole group of 3 flowers and then just the one largest flower. So I'll show those to you now.
Best I can tell, this is called a common daisy, and I think it's really beautiful. I mentioned before about maybe taking a picture of all 3 of them together. That didn't come out, but this picture is probably my favorite photo of the entire video. I love the way this looks with the water on it. And the next photo is the same flower, but much more up close, trying to get a macro look at this beautiful daisy. Daisies are probably my favorite flower to photograph, and it's nice to catch a beautiful wild one.
I'm really surprised that this park is open. They were supposed to have shut it down, I think, on April the 4th, and I drove past where this road runs into Ferdinand Peach Road, and it had a sign that said open, and I came up through here, and a ranger was right behind me, and I talked to him, and he said all of Enterprise South Nature Park is open. Of course, we're still social distancing, and I'm me and the ranger, who I talked to at a distance much more than 6 feet. It's the only people here. It's kind of nice having the whole place to yourself. Now, if I can just get a picture of that prairie warbler. Well, I have not been successful in getting a photograph or even spotting the prairie warbler. I've heard it many, many times, but I just can't find it. It's way up high in the trees, so even if I did see it, I wouldn't be able to get a good picture. So I was talking to my sister's husband on the phone. He was talking about some pretty cool flowers that I might be able to find along the equestrian trail. And while it's open, you know, it's so strange. We've got a kind of a, it's not a shelter-in-place order. It's a shelter-in-place suggestion. And I thought I'd ride around just in the car and, you know, be just as socially distanced as if I was at the house. And, you know, here we are at the park, and the park is open. They closed, today's April 9th, they closed this park on April the 4th, but now it's open. And it's open till 6:30, so I've got plenty of time. It's barely 10 or 10:30 in the morning now. So I'm gonna hike down this trail a little ways. I'll be the only person here. Look at the parking lot. Nobody here but my car. So I'm socially distanced out in the woods. Holy crap, and I've taken my big lens off the camera, and look right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a turkey skipping across the road behind me. Female turkey just ran across the road. So anyway, I'm gonna hike down this trail a little bit. I've got my macro lens on, and I'm gonna see if I can see some wildflowers. Okay, I've hiked just really not far at all, maybe 500 yards down the trail, and I think I found some of what my sister's husband was talking about on the phone. It's these plants right here. And they have, I don't know, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals on these flowers. And then down below, it's weird. It's like the flower is sheltered below. This bloom is that's the best one I've found so far. And I'm going to make some photographs of some of these. I'll look around, see if I can find a better bloom as well. But there's oh look, here's another one over here. Oh yeah, I like that one. Look, the bloom's backlit on that one. Let me get a picture of that while the light's still good.
Okay, so my sister's husband was correct. These are called Mayapples. They also go by Indian apple and wild mandrake. The scientific name is Podophyllum peltatum, and I'll put a link to an article about these in the description of this video that has lots of good information. Now here come the macro photos. I started out using a small aperture and taking photos from kind of far back, which got the center of the flower in focus and the rest of it kind of drifted out of focus in a pleasing way. And I did that for both of these first two photographs, and I think these may have been the same flower. It's interesting how the flower is right there in the split between the two leaves. And now I'm much closer and a much smaller aperture. I'm at f14 now, and still about the same area of the flower is in focus, just the center parts. This particular example, I guess that's the Mayapple in the middle, is much further along in its development. And from what I understand, and you can read the article that's in the description, these are poisonous all the way until they are completely ripe. And this one was in full sun. I really like this shot, interesting light on it. And then this next one is the exact same flower just moments later as it went back into cloud, which is good because these like to be in the shade from what I understand.
Okay, so I spent a bunch of time working on those, and now I'm going to head on down the road, and holy cow, there's another hiker out here with 2 dogs. So I'm going to clear the way for her to go by. I'm a little bit further down the trail now, and here's another wildflower or wild, I don't know what, it's a red buckeye. And I just am not able to make an attractive photo of one of these. I've tried it before, and I tried it a little bit today. Now, I do like them when they first come out, and I'll put a link up at the top to a video that has some red buckeye when it's very young, when all the red part is white and the green part is deep red. That I can make a nice photo of, but once it gets to this level of maturity, I really struggle making a pretty photo, but I will share it with you that I found it on the trail. As I continue to hike down this trail, I'm only finding, as far as flowers go, I'm only finding the flowers that my sister's husband talked about. As a matter of fact, there's some right there. These are a little bit, that whole hill actually has probably 100 of them, but they're less mature than the ones nearer to the trailhead. They don't have any flowers on them yet, but you can tell that it's the same sort of plant. And less frequently, I'm seeing red buckeye, and the red buckeye are blooming. So that's really the 2 things that my sister's husband asked me to look for, so I guess I can call that mission accomplished. I think I'll head on back now. Okay, so that's going to do it for me today here at the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see some more, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.